Alrighty, hello everybody, welcome to this video. Thank you very much for clicking on it, I really appreciate it. Today we are finally sitting down and watching Island 2 Final Love Song performance video. Now, the reason I'm doing this video at this exact moment in time, the reason I'm doing it so late is because I took my sweet time getting around to Island 2, because many reasons, but I took my sweet ass time. The reason I'm doing it specifically now is because I have finally started it, and if you follow a link that is in the pinned comment, you can watch it for free over on Patreon, if you wish. It's only going to be episode 1 that's free, but I figured I would open it up to everyone, and then if you like what you see, if you like my thoughts, you might consider joining the Patreon. I fully understand that not everyone can, but I hope you understand that I have to pay bills. So, you know. But anyway, so that's what's happening. Check the pinned comment if you're interested in seeing my reaction to episode 1. At the time that I'm filming this, at this moment in time, I have watched the first 3 episodes, and episode 4 is currently airing. Right at this moment, while I'm filming, it is airing. Obviously, by the time that you see this, episodes 4 and 5 will be out, but yeah. Time. It's a wonderful thing. So yeah, episode 4 is currently airing and I'm avoiding the shit out of it until I can watch it when subs come out, like tomorrow or the next day or whatever. So yeah, I've watched the first 3 episodes. Honestly, I'm really enjoying the show so far. There are, as with any survival show, some moments that are a bit but honestly, in comparison to some of the other survival shows that I've watched, I'm having a really good time. I really enjoy all of the contestants. It's getting harder and harder and harder to pick favorites. I have like my solid top 4 at this point in time. Everything else is a bit of a mess. But yeah, I'm having a really good time with it, and yeah, I'm looking forward to just getting into more. But yeah, I wanted to check this out, have some fun, because I still haven't seen it. I've obviously seen the performances that they do in episode 2, but I haven't seen this performance video with Dong in the center. So yeah, I thought we would do this. I thought it would be fun. Let's get into it. What I will probably do, just in case people are interested in my thoughts on certain contestants or anything like that, I'll watch it through with like minimal pausing, because I don't want to annoy the shit out of people that don't care for my thoughts too much. And then I'll either just talk about it at the end, or we'll go back through and I'll talk about different people as we go. So yeah, so if you're interested in my thoughts, more detailed thoughts on contestants and whatnot, stick around, because we'll get there. In the meantime, the main things you need to know. Huko is my girl. Quite frankly, if she doesn't debut, I'm gonna be so pissed. Like, I understand that anything can happen in a survival show, and I fully understand that I do not have the greatest track record with my number ones making it into groups, but this is the first time that I've had a number one that's actually been a really popular contestant. So I'm like, please let this be the time. So yeah, so Huko is my number one. And then, like I said, there are 3 others that kind of round out a solid top 4 for me, and then everything else is just kind of because honestly, I don't dislike any of them. They're all great. So yeah. Anyway, let's get into this final love song performance video. This song gets stuck in my head so easily. Why did they have to sample Final Countdown? Oh well, let's do it. 3, 2, 1, go. Oh, we gotta have the intro thingy, yep. By Mr. Sir. Oh yeah, I talk about this in the first episode reaction. The budget is budgeting. Like, I know Mnet has money and they go all in with their survival shows, but whew, the budget's budgeting. There are no subs on the video, by the way.
막연한 상상 속 나의 세계는 선명해지고 나를 두렵게 만들었던 불안함은 온전히 사라집니다. Find your eye. 새로운 나를 찾아 떠나는 모험.
Has the tiniest face.
아일랜드 2 NA. 당신의 파이널 러브송.
I have to say I really like this as a signal song as well. It's fun, it's different. And we have Rosé on the track as well. Let's go, ladies. There she is, Miss John. Oh, she's insane. I'm so excited to watch her for the rest of the show. I really am. Sit down. It's my girl. It's so epic. Oh, sorry, that was so clean. The arm and the hands and the angles and the beat. Hey, hey. Kitty! Love Kitty. This one's so good. Salang has such a like. Oh. Wait, sorry, I wasn't ready for Miss Jimin. Not the most replayed. But yeah, Salang has such a bright voice. Really stands out. Ah! Coco! Oh, there she is. Miss Rosie. See? Steven. That's G1, I think. I love Minsol. I have such a soft spot for Minsol. That was just for me. That shot right there, just for me. But also, wow, Rosie's voice. So stunning. Hey. Woo! Was that Yang hitting that? So pretty. Bye. Wow. Yeah, man. Overall, they are a pretty freaking solid group of contestants. Cuties. Wow. So striking. Dongun, so striking. Ooh, I like that. I like that a lot. I mean, I figured I would because I enjoyed the performances that they did in their individual units. But anyway, like I said, we'll go through it again. I'll talk a little bit more. I'm gonna be maybe no, I don't want to mute it. I was gonna mute it and just like play and pause so it's not so jarring. But I like the song, so I'll do what I want. Yeah. So obviously, I said that Huko is my number one, my number one girly. The top four that I have that are pretty firm at this point, bearing in mind we're only 3 episodes in, Lord knows, anything can happen, but my top four at this point, Uko, Dongun, Jimin, and Sebi. Sebi wasn't initially in my top seven. She was kind of lingering around that like top 12 area, you know, for me. But episode 3 with Panorama and just her work ethic and her attitude and obviously the performance itself, I was like, oh, I'm so 100% sold on Sevi. So that's like my solid top 4. And then beyond that, I have, like, if I were gonna give like a top 12, I would say the like other 8 that kind of rotate and move just depending on the vibes. Gyuri, Coco, Mai, Juwon, Seoul, Suzong, Minso, and Yuju. Those are the ones that I have kind of rotating in and out. I will say that Sarang is kind of on that cusp for me. I really like her. I think she's super talented, but I haven't had that moment of like connection, you know? But I do like her a lot. And there are plenty of others who like I like, but again, haven't had that connection with, or just haven't had a moment where I've gone, oh yeah, I want you in this, like, you know, in this top 12 or whatever. So that's kind of where I'm at with that. Obviously, we still have a long way to go in this competition, and I fully expect that top 12 that I have will become even more difficult as time goes on, because frankly, I just want to put them all in my pocket and keep them safe, because they're all very sweet. And honestly, like, I don't know, I just really like the whole vibe of this group of contestants. Like, they just seem to really actively care about each other and support each other, and obviously there's competition there, but it doesn't feel at no point does it feel like anything other than just like friendly competition. Do you know what I mean? I don't know. It's just the vibe that I get, and I like it a lot. Anyway, go through it again. What I will do, I will turn it down a bit just so it's not quite as jarring when I'm pausing. Okay, so Miss Dongin, I feel like I don't really need to talk a whole lot about Dongin. I feel like we all know. We all know. Those first couple of episodes, we were like, oh, okay. So I personally got very much Sung Hanbin energy, where not necessarily that she'll place first every single time, but she will at the very least be up there, and is, in my eyes, the strongest contestant for debut. Now, we must always remember, anything can happen. Anything can happen. It can all go wrong in a moment, so we must not be resting on our laurels. We must be doing the voting and all of that sort of shit. But, you know, she gives me Sung Han-bin vibes in that sense. Love to see it. She is phenomenally talented. She did struggle a little bit with Panorama, but it was honestly in comparison to the struggles that some other contestants faced, it was nothing. It was nothing, and I don't blame her at all as well, because that Panorama is a difficult song, even with it being brought down a little bit in key. It's still super high. Ugh. Anyway. Yeah, I will be beyond flabbergasted if she isn't in this final lineup. She's a good leadership figure as well, which is cool. And Suzong, another leadership figure. Obviously, a dancer. She's one of those where I do really like her, and I think she's very talented, but she doesn't pop as much for me as some of the others in performances. I think she's a great leadership figure, phenomenal dancer. I think she holds her own vocally and all of that sort of stuff, but she doesn't pop quite as much. And maybe that could fully just be because of camera work and the way that things are edited together and everything like that, and I fully acknowledge that. But just in what I've seen, that's where I'm at and how I feel. Ah, my girl, I love her so much. Listen. I obviously watched Girls Planet. I do remember Huko in Girls Planet. She wasn't in it very long. I believe she got eliminated in episode 5. And as far as I can remember, there was very little focus put on her at all. Very little. But I do remember her, and I remember, like, that she wasn't necessarily... This is bearing in mind, I haven't gone back and watched clips of her, so this is me just digging through my memories back to then. I remember she wasn't bad, but she wasn't a standout in terms of her skills or anything like that. And I think she wasn't necessarily as confident as she is now. Girlie has worked hard these past 3 years. I mean, she talks about it in... I can't remember which episode it is. Is it episode 2 or episode 3? But she talks about it, about how, she's worked these past 3 years on her skills, on her career, and on her confidence, on everything like that, and it shows. It shows. She's such a solid dancer, solid vocalist. Like, is she the best out of everyone here? Like, is she the best dancer? Is she the best vocalist? No, I don't think so. But she is good. She's good. She is solid. She's stunning. She was great in Center in Bad Boy. So compelling with her face. And above all, she's a leader. She is a leader. I know it's not very common to have a non-Korean leader in K-pop groups, but if ever there were a group to make it happen, it would be this one. Because I think while there are various leadership personalities within these 24, like Yuju's a great leader, obviously we talked about Sujong and Dongin, Huko by far and away has the strongest leadership to her. And she's also the eldest at 19, which is wild. These contestants are actually quite relatively close in age, which is interesting. Anyway, I love Huko. I love Huko so much. That's my girl. She brings me great joy, and she's so sweet, and she's so good, so talented. She's great. Anyway. Get her out of ground. So epic. Miss Cutie! Cutie, I have the biggest of soft spots for. Obviously, there are plenty of these contestants that I have soft spots for. I mentioned Minsol before. Sol is another one. But Cutie is just good vibes. She's just good vibes. Good vibes and a great voice packaged into a tiny little body. Like, I got it from episode 1 when she was put through into Island, and she just the shock. She's like, oh. She was so cute, and I was like, okay, you're on my list. You're on my list. I'm keeping an eye out for you. And also, I loved her voice in that performance. She was great. I love her little dynamic with Huko. It's so cute. And then episode 2, she didn't jump out to me as much, but then episode 3, the way she was helping June with Wahage and leading and all of that sort of stuff, I was like, I knew it. I knew I got good vibes off of you. And I don't know, she just has such a great attitude. And she's one of the younger contestants, if memory serves. I think she's 15. But she seems to have such a mature, level head to her. And I really, really appreciate that. She just seems to have a really good attitude about her. And I don't know, I can't help but root for her. She just seems like such a good egg. And whether she debuts here or debuts somewhere else, I really hope we do get to see her debut, because her whole aura, her whole personality, from what we've seen of it thus far, paired with her vocal ability and everything. Yes, excellent, great. I love Cutie. Right, hold on. That's Yui, isn't it? I think. Yeah, I think so. Yui is one of those where, yeah, she's one of those where I see her, and she has moments that, you know, really stand out to me. Like with the way that she really worked on her rapping for Whistle and everything, but I haven't developed that connection to her yet. You know, we'll see. It's fully possible, but yeah, that's kind of where I'm at with Yui. There's Juon. Juon's one of the interesting ones for me, where I really liked her in the initial performance, the entrance stage, because I believe she was one of the ones that did Unforgiven, and I thought she was great in that. And I was like, okay, I'll keep an eye on Miss Juon. I'm intrigued. I'm watching. And then throughout the end of episode 1 and into episode 2, there were certain things, like the way she was being framed. I was like, I don't know how I feel. Like I didn't dislike her by any means, but I don't know, I couldn't connect to her. And then, you know, episode 2 comes around and she takes that center position, eats it up, does such a great job. And then we get to episode 3 and seeing her work ethic in there and what she's doing there, and it's just like she's just growing on me bit by bit as the episodes go along. And I like it. It's like a little bit of a slow burn for me. And it's interesting. It's very, very interesting, because I don't normally have that. It's normally like, I haven't connected with you there yet, or it's, I love you. You know, I can be quite black or white in terms of who I'm really supporting in survival shows. But she's in a little bit of a grey area so at the moment, and I'm like, you're in my top 12, but it's interesting. It's a little bit weird. Anyway, she's very talented though. Sarang? Oh, I didn't even realize. So this is actually Rosie's voice. I fully thought it was Sarang's. It did not sound like Rosie the first time around. My bad for the first time I watched this. My bad. I'm a silly dum-dum. I fully thought that was Sarang's voice. Because Sarang does have a bright voice that really sticks out to me. But did not clock that was Rosie. Anyway, I've already talked about Sarang, about how I just haven't developed that connection with her yet, but I do think she's very, very talented. And I would not be mad at her debuting in this group at all. Okay, now I hear Rosie. Miss Jimin! I mean, what is there to say? What is there to say about Miss Jimin? What is there to say? The skills there, the attitude's there. Just is, yeah. Put her in the group. Put her in the group immediately. Miss Coco. Coco is the cutest. She is the cutest. And I wasn't prepared for it in the slightest. So episode 1, I liked her. I liked her energy. I liked her vibe. Didn't completely connect with her immediately, but I liked her. And then over the course of episodes 2 and 3, just the way her personality came out, and she was just so cute and so friendly and so sweet with the other girls, and I was like, oh, go put you in my pocket. Yeah, yeah, she's adorable. Sabi, I've already talked about her, but yeah, she's got me. Okay, Miss June. So this is an interesting one. This is another interesting one. Along with Juon, she's kind of sitting in a gray area for me. The way that she's being framed over these past couple of episodes has not been great. I've talked at length in my reactions about attitude and how the way your attitude is perceived in these survival shows will make or break you. We've seen it time and time again. It does not matter how skilled you are. If the public watches this show or the viewer or whoever watches the show and perceives you to have a bad attitude, you're done. You are so done. And I feel like there have definitely been moments where, sure, you can talk about evil editing and all of that sort of stuff. But at the end of the day, I think she's making it too easy for them to frame her in a negative light. In saying that, I fully understand and empathize with her for what she's going through in this show. What I really want from her is I want her to have a breakthrough confidence moment, because I think that's all she's lacking. She's got the skills there. She can move, she can sing, and I think she has quite a fun personality. Like when we've seen her interacting with the others, she has a funny personality. It's just that all Mnet is showing us for the most part at the moment is her struggling. And a lot of it comes down to her lack of confidence, whether it's confidence in her performance, in her expressions, or in her leadership ability, as we saw in episode 3, so on and so forth. So she's one again where I feel like she will either have the greatest redemption arc you ever did see in a survival show, or it'll just continue to go downhill. But she needs to have that breakthrough moment. She really needs to have that breakthrough moment if she's gonna survive on this show, in my opinion. I know that she has a lot of fans. I know a lot of people are supporting her, and I fully understand why. But yeah, I don't know. She's just a very interesting one. She's a very interesting one to watch. Anywho, I love her voice though. Her voice is stunning. My throat hurts. Talking a lot. Right, I'm pretty sure this is Juon. We haven't seen a ton from her, but I like what I've seen. Miss Yuju. Once again, work ethic, 4 days. Okay, so Minsol, you would think that she would be in the category of people that I haven't connected to because we haven't seen a huge amount from her, really. We haven't seen a ton from her in terms of focus being put on her, right? But from the second she entered and she touched the wall and then sniffed it, sniffed her hand, and then she did the same thing with the sticker, I was like, oh, okay. I love you. She's so cute. She's so cute. She's so funny. She has such like a bright personality to her. I think she's good on stage. I do think she's one of those that could probably benefit from being a trainee for a little bit longer. I think there's a few in this contestant pool that I think that's true for. But that doesn't stop me having the biggest soft spot for her. I just think she's so sweet. And also visually, she reminds me so much of Pixie's Dajong. It's crazy. Like, fully could be siblings as far as I'm concerned. So, another one. Another one in exactly the same boat as Minsol for me, where I think she's the cutest, sweetest little bean, who I think just has to cook a little bit longer, you know, as a trainee. Um, and I think she can absolutely pop as an idol. Like I think she's got the presence there, that's for sure. The presence is there. And she seems super, super sweet and very cute. Yeah, I just soft spot. Oh my god, okay, we went through a few people there. That's Nana, right? Again, there hasn't been a lot of focus on her, but I did like the moment in episode 3 when they were choosing the songs and she was it Yuiko that she was partnered up with and they had to choose and she read her like a book. She was like, "You want to join this team because Huko's in it." She read her like a book. I loved that. And I think it was also her when Huko was teaching Yin how to sing a certain line. And she was just like, "How did you do that? It was magic." She's very cute. I really like her energy. Wait, did I miss anyone else? It goes by so quickly. I know that I'm probably not going to be able to get to talk about everyone here because they're not showing everyone a whole lot. But that's probably a good thing because I've already been here for 30 minutes and my throat hurts. So I'm talking a lot. That's Cheon, right? Super cute, super bright, super bubbly. Another one. Give her a couple more years training. She'll be grand. Oh, what? Miss Yen. Again, same boat as Chen. Let her cook for a little bit longer. She'll be amazing. But look at the way she hits this. I love seeing the growth that she's having, though. The growth, the development. Like, I don't think she's on the same level as the majority of the other contestants yet, but she's growing. That first performance they did, the entrance performance they did, she was flat as hell vocally, but her vocals are getting better and better and better with each performance. Love to see it. Her stage presence is improving. Like, it's all improving, it's all growing, and you love to see it. You love to see it. I love her attitude. Like, she just works. She just works her ass off, and I appreciate it. Look at the way she hits that. Oh. Oh, Miss Maya. Okay, we'll get to you in just a second. Is this Yingling? Oh, you'll have to forgive. There's definitely a few trainees that we don't see as much of that I'm still figuring out the names of. Bearing in mind, at the time that I'm filming this, I only started watching the show 4 days ago. So, like, you know, I've learned this much already. I feel like I'm doing quite well. But yeah, there's definitely a good chunk of trainees that we haven't seen a whole lot from, and I'm pretty sure she is one of them. But we'll see. We got a long way to go. Miss Mai, okay. I know I keep saying it, but I'm gonna keep saying it. When we're talking about attitude and having a good attitude, Mai has the best attitude, I think, out of anyone in the show. Like, it's twice now where she hasn't quite gotten what she wanted, whether it was a part or the song or whatever, but she let it go for the sake of the other person, which can be a bad thing because, you know, you don't want to be too much of a doormat, but she does it with the mindset of, well, I'll make that work anyway. I'll eat that up anyway. Like, I'm just gonna work my ass off and make sure that nobody forgets me in this performance. Like, and that's what she's done both times. She has made sure that whatever part she gets, she turns it into a killing part. And I love that. Her attitude is everything. She's so good. Like, similar to some of the others, like Huko and whatnot, like, she's not necessarily the most skilled, the most, like, vocally gifted or whatever contestant, but that attitude, that mindset, the way she approaches things, top fucking tier. Top tier. She's great. She's great. So yeah, they are a pretty damn good group of contestants, and I'm rooting for a lot of them. We don't even know how many are even gonna make it into the final lineup. Ah, so cute. Okay, you know what? I'm just gonna pause it on Huko, because why the fuck not? If I got anyone's names wrong, by the way, during that, like, because, like I said, there's a few that I'm still not 100% on, by all means, correct me. But, yeah, a lot of really good contestants. We have no idea how big this group is going to be. Is it going to be 7, like in Hypen? Is it going to be a whole different number? I don't think it's going to be 12. I know some people were thinking about that. It could be, but I feel like if it were going to be that big of a group, it would be a bigger contestant pool. But who knows, man? They could do anything. I have no idea. But yeah, so I have those top 4. Huko, Jongin, Jimin, and Sebi. If I were to make, like, my ideal top 7, taking into account skill sets and everything for, like, the balance of a team, oh god, it's so difficult. It is actually so freaking difficult. I think I would put Gyuri in for vocals. So I just think she's got a beautiful, beautiful voice. Probably Duon for just all around badassery. Ugh. And then it's really, really tough. So I got 4 people that I'm looking at, and I'm like, I'm looking at Coco, Mai, Yuju, and Sujong, and it's almost impossible. I think for now, I'll just say Mai, just because I really, 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 really like Mai. And while Coco, Yuju, and Sujong have all had moments that have really, you know, jumped out to me, I haven't connected to them as much as I have with Mai, you know? So we'll just go with that as a tiebreaker. But yeah, I feel like a lot of different combinations you can do with these 24, and they all make sense. So, you know. Anyway, I'm going to finally end this video now. Feel free to talk about your faves in the comments, especially if they're people that I didn't mention while going through this a second time, because I know that I did miss over some people. Skip over, you know what I mean. Just because they didn't have like a clear shot in this performance video. But yeah, tell me who your favorites are, all of that sort of stuff. I'd be very intrigued to know. And like I said, if you follow the link in the pinned comment, you'll be able to watch my reaction to episode 1 for free. And then if you want to, feel free to sign on and up to Patreon to watch the rest of the episodes as I'm reacting to them. Anyway, I'm gonna go. Thank you very much for watching. I will end this one, and I will catch you in the next one. Bye bye.